Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tech Talks. Our IT edition today is focused on exploring insights with ITSI glass tables. Our Tech Talks are a series of short webinars that are deep dives for technical practitioners. We value you, our customer, and want to help you as you continue your Splunk journey. We create and share these best practices with you so you can take them and leverage them in your daily role to help you and your business. My name is Ian Torbett, and I am a product manager here at Splunk, working with the ITSI team, and you may better know as the IT Service Intelligence product, one of our premium products here at Splunk. I've been with Splunk for about 3 years now, and today we'll be covering glass tables. What are they, and how can they help you? We'll be exploring insights on how to connect your services, your KPIs, in your glass tables, and go over some examples on how you can take this and apply it within your business. Let's get started. So today we'll be covering an intro to ITSI, followed by talking about what are services and KPIs, and finally how you can begin to map out KPIs and services in your glass tables, and how your glass tables can help you create custom, powerful visualizations to help you, your business, your colleagues, and more. And finally, we'll wrap up with the demo where we go over a few glass tables, talk about some tips and tricks on getting services created, connecting services, uploading content, and more. However, just a quick note, for those of you who are familiar with ITSI and glass tables, this is an introductory tech talk. A lot of this information you may already know, so please keep that in mind. So, without further ado, let's get started. Companies rely on IT more than ever to deliver value to customers and to the business. Successful IT teams can correlate supporting IT system and apps to customer experience and business impact. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for IT? It means that IT's value to business success has never been more critical. In a time where IT is so disparate and so siloed. Before, IT was disconnected from customers. Now customers interact with it every day. Every push of a button, every click of the mouse, customers are interacting with you digitally. The stakes have never been higher. Companies have to ensure customers are happy, engaged, and content 24/7. And IT must ensure the systems and the technologies that support these interactions don't fail. You may be thinking to yourself, how can I do this? How can Splunk help me really optimize IT and optimize IT for the business to really bring value to me and to my customers and to my business? Well, today I'm going to talk to you about glass tables, ITSI, and how they can help you succeed. Splunk IT Service Intelligence helps you protect service performance with AI Ops. It does this in 3 ways, and we'll be focusing on the top one today. But first is business and service level monitoring. Second, intelligent event and incident management. And third, machine learning and predictive analytics to help you prevent outages before they happen. Well, let's circle back to business and service level monitoring. Business and service level monitoring helps you monitor performance the way the business operates. It allows you to protect business SLAs with dashboards and, more importantly, glass tables to monitor service health, troubleshoot alerts, and perform root cause analysis. You can look at critical health scores of services and drill down into an individual incident to be able to perform root cause analysis all from a single glass table. You can deep dive into raw data at full fidelity from your monitoring your glass table to actually be able to analyze and take action on any specific outage. So before we get any further talking about services, let's sort of base on what is the service. Every layer of the stack generates different sets of data, different data types, whether that's infrastructure, application, or business. However, without meaningful context, that type of data siloed in just your infrastructure or just your application is not as powerful as it would be together. ITSI allows you to create services, whether it be out-of-the-box services we can help provide with content packs, or services you and your business create to help bespokely monitor whether it be your business, specific applications you may have, whether it be healthcare, retail, banking, government, and more, and be able to connect that to your infrastructure or to your business. There's really only one way to ensure the outstanding performance of your critical services, and that's to use Splunk, a powerful, massively scalable data platform, to be able to correlate your data across your stacks. So as you can see, once you create your services, as you can see on the right side, you can actually show your dependencies between the services. If I have a database issue, how does that affect my Buttercup store? How does that affect my cart service? Are people able to log in? Are people able to go through my checkout process? And while this is a good representation of how services can interact in a more physical to logical dependency way, this doesn't necessarily represent what specific apps may be looking at, what specific custom visualizations you want. And that's where we can talk about how can glass tables help you. Glass tables can help you create custom visualizations, and very powerful custom visualizations that map to your specific environment, where you can monitor your services alongside your KPIs, alongside your regular Splunk searches, whether that be time charts or tables, to create this powerful visualization that makes a difference for you, your users, your line of business owners, where you can have a single pane of glass to view either that specific app, your specific business, a specific line of business, to really empower your users to gain insights, troubleshoot, or have a dashboard that represents your business at a single place in time. Let's go through a demo. I will go through a few glass tables and show off how to create services, KPIs, and more to help you get started using glass tables and ITSI. All right, so we just landed on the ITSI home screen. As you can see, we have all of our services. And right here, we can see our services in a flat view. And once again, services are anything you really care about monitoring within your environment. We have some out of the box through content packs, others you can create more bespokely and more custom. And you can see below we have our KPIs. So let's click on a service here. How about VMware data stores? And you can see we have a single KPI for our VMware data stores. You can see we have a pop-up that tells us what is happening near our threshold. So we can say, hey, is the service doing well? Service doing bad? So let's click on another service. How about our cart services? So you can see for our cart services, we have the same amount of error. We have KPIs, whether they be 4xx errors, 5x errors, whatever we really want to tie to this service. However, what this view doesn't show me is topology. So let's go click on the topology tree view button, and you can see we have a topology. However, this still isn't a great view if you're interested in, let's say a checkout workflow or a custom environment specific to, let's say, if you're a telco company, if you're a mobile banking company, if you have different apps and those apps have different views. Sometimes a dashboard or a glass table is the best feature to use to view that. So let's dive into glass tables and show how we can derive business insights from our services and our KPIs. So here's our glass table lister page. So you can see glass tables up here. We navigated to our glass tables, and we have all of our glass tables within our environment. So I've opened up a few already into the tab, so we'll explore through those glass tables, and then we'll take a look at adding in a few services, a few KPIs, and show you how easy it is to bring services and KPIs to life in glass tables. So for our first glass table, let's check out the operational and executive visibility glass tables. Let's click on it. And as it's loading up, you can see that this is a glass table really focused on what's our business impact, whether it be revenue, tickets, what is our MTTR. So this is something that can be bubbled up to leadership and give them a one-stop shop to view how's the bottom line of our business doing in relationship to our applications, infrastructure, and business services. So we can see what our revenue is, and we can see we have our services like mobile platform, web platform, as well as the future health of our service, which we can get through our predictive analytics capabilities within ITSI. Here we're really focusing on infrastructure related to applications, which compound onto our services. However, this is not necessarily a custom view to a specific vertical. If you're interested more in a specific vertical, like let's say manufacturing, for example, let me take a look here. The power and customization of glass tables, now I have a glass table specific to a more manufacturing-centric view. So we can see here we have our stamping, welding, painting, assembling, and inspection, and this is monitoring our assembly line. We can see the number of incidents. We can look at processing time as a KPI. So KPIs are not just necessarily infrastructure related, but they can also be anything that you can contextualize with SPL. So in this case, it would be processing time. So we can look at the time it takes to go from stamping to completion. And we can look at our production rate as how many pieces are we producing an hour. And alongside what that assembly line takes, we can look at it in the same context of our actual infrastructure to make sure that our infrastructure is supporting the operation of our assembly line. Here we can see on the left side are some higher level metrics, like what is our output? Is that staying consistent, or hey, are we in trouble and is it about to drop and we may have to go do some quick fixing? Our productivity, our energy consumption, really letting us delve deeply into how is our manufacturing business doing. Now let's take another approach. Let's say I'm a telco company and I'm really focused on how are my call centers doing? How's my service desk doing? Are we having outages anywhere across our globe or across our network? So here we have Splunk-Tel, and I'll go a little bit bigger here. So now we can see what our telco looks like. And you may realize that this is the glass table that was earlier in the deck as well. But we have our infrastructure as a service, so we can take a look at our KPIs. We can even have a look at how on the bottom right-hand side, how our server room is doing, whether customers have access to failure, how's our fire alarm doing, and connect that with our international cable, our CDN service, as well as really focusing on our top line metrics. How's our revenue looking in correlation to all of this? How are our errors doing? And if my errors go down, how does that impact my revenue? And this is a one-stop shop for me to be able to see all of these different metrics connected in a way that makes sense for your business. Now let's take a look at mobile banking. So for mobile banking, this is yet another view. This view is focused on how is my mobile banking health score overall? Are my clients able to log into their mobile banking, transfer money, look at loans, look at credit cards, look at savings, put in orders, put in transfers. I can look at how my chatbot's doing to make sure my customers can interact with my chatbot. So it looks like it's yellow, so we may have to go figure some things out here to bring our chatbot back online to full strength. And we can look at how these different failures impact our accounts, our product applications, our payments and transfers to make sure our customers are having an optimal experience using our mobile banking application. And on the bottom, we can see how all of these different sections, whether it be account listing, product application, payments, transfers, account management, how those are being supported by my infrastructure. And I can have a custom view on how my infrastructure, whether it be firewall, load balancer, gateway, are related to one another outside of just regular dependencies. So we can see how my security group is really focused on my firewall, but for my authentication service, it's my API gateway. I need to make sure my users and their passwords are, they're able to log in properly. Everybody's going through their two-factor authentication, so people can get online, look at their banking information, and check out appropriately. Now with this, let's go back to our operational and executive visibility dashboard where we're going to add some services. So let's go ahead and edit a glass table. So I'll walk through some options on what is the potential for glass tables. So I just want to quickly mention that glass tables aren't only just your services and KPIs. You can bring in bar charts, column charts, pie charts, or actual time series, different types of area charts or tables, as well as using choropleth maps, allowing you to bring in data outside of just KPIs and services, really allowing you to connect with those specific dashboards and specific visualizations that really are powerful. You can also bring in different icons. So like, let's say I'm interested in my Active Directory icon, I can click it. And now I have my icon. And I'm going to minimize that real quick. And now I can, I have my Active Directory icon, and now I want to set it up with a primary data source. So I can quickly just click. And I know this isn't the right data source, but I can just add my service health score to my icon, and now I have my icon with my service health score. In this case, it's my authorization service health score, and then I can go through and add some text on top of that. Oh, there's our text right over here. So let's go ahead and grab that. So here's our authorization, and I know it's not necessarily in the right spot, but you can see it's that easy to bring your services into ITSI. So let's go ahead and add in some more services. And as you can see for these little grids, everything's grid marked. So meaning it's really easy for me to click on my service and then have it be easily aligned with other services. And I can actually denote my position with X and Y coordinates, make it really easy to line up services, with other services and other objects within my glass table. So let's go ahead and create some new services. So an even easier way to create new services, I can go up here, and let's go back to authorization. Let's say I'm interested in my CPU percentage, and now I'm bringing in my KPIs and not necessarily my services. So now I have my CPU percentage. I can scroll down. Let's have this CPU auth percentage. Enter. And I can actually put a unit behind it as well. One of the powerful things I can do now is I can show my trending line. So let's add my trending values. Now I can see, hey, is my CPU going up? Has it been going up? Has it been going down? This gives me context to be able to see what it's doing. And all the thresholding and the coloring here is inherited from the KPIs you set up earlier. So no need to fuss anymore when you're setting it up. So now we can go ahead and add a drill down, where I can go click and actually add a drill down either into another glass table, a deep dive, take a look at my KPIs and services over time, custom dashboards, custom URLs. But now that I have my CPU service, let's click and let's copy and paste it. And now I can go through, and instead of going through that whole hassle of creating a new one, I can just delete it, set up another primary data source, say authorization disk use percentage, And now I can have my disk used off percentage right alongside my CPU authorization percentage. And I can attach my trending value. I can also click Show Sparkline, so I can get a sense of what that health is over time. Let's turn that off and let's click on trending value. So now, as you can see, my value is trending up, which means, hey, maybe I need to take a look at my disk used percentage. So let's scroll back up here. Now let's take a little bit deeper look. And so we've gone through how to manually edit via UI, but now take a look at this. We can go through and actually have JSON code directly tied into our services. So instead of being able to just do everything via UI, once I'm comfortable with the UI, I can actually start templatizing my visualizations via the associated code. So I can take a look at just the code for this, like my different types of encoding, my different options, or I can actually take a look at the entire code for my glass table here. So let's say I want to change my title as my global time range. I can actually change my title from global time range to just keep it simple, like global time picker. And I can go change the rest of my options as well, depending on if I want different types of refresh rates, or I can, bear with me here. If I want to scroll down and go to specific searches to edit, specific versions to change, I can actually start versioning out my glass tables through code rather than through UI, which is extremely powerful and it lets it be far more extensible. So as you can now see, we have global time picker up here. We have our new authorization service. And now we can click view. And now I'm viewing my new glass table, or not my new, but my edited glass table, where I can now go edit and save as a PNG or a PDF. And now back to the Tech Talk. So with the demo section wrapped up, here are a few additional resources to help you on your Splunk journey. First is a glass table overview and getting started, sort of a what is it, a 2 to 3 minute recap of the extended video I did today. Second is a link to our documentation where you can find everything useful on how to get started with glass tables, how to use them, best practices. Next is the design tips and tricks doc to help you design your glass tables well when you first get started. And last are a few conf papers I attached. And it shows how you can get started with the ITSI glass tables, a customer reference, and a top 10 glass table design principles to help you boost, making that glass table impactful. And if you want to continue your conversation, please join us on community.splunk.com, and you can look for glass tables and ITSI to view and share best practices. And please continue to visit our Tech Talks and go to ideas.splunk.com to search, vote, and request enhancements for ITSI. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedules to join us today. Please tune back in for future talks. We are excited to share the series with you.